Hey everybody, meteorologist Jeremy Capel with you on this Saturday. It is Saturday, December the 5th. Wanted to hop on real quick, just a quick update on our YouTube stream to provide some information on the nor'easter that's ongoing, impacting much of New England right now, from Boston, where it's all snow now, all the way clear up through much of the state of Maine. Away from the coast, this is an interior storm that is producing a lot of snow. I think parts of this region is looking at about 1 foot to 1.5 foot by the time all is said and done. So we wanted to just jump on here, provide a quick update. We won't be taking up a lot of time, but wanted to show you what was happening with this storm and also taking a look ahead towards the pattern that's coming up here over the next week plus. And we'll be covering for all of the eastern U.S., and of course focusing on our friends across New York State and Western New York. So that's out there on the Twitter sphere. Let me send a quick link over to my friends on Facebook, and then we'll get started here officially with this update. You can see the storm of interest. It's really wrapped up. In fact, at last check, barometric pressure down to about 975 millibars, which is pretty low. It's dropped rapidly, close to meteorological bomb criteria, as is sometimes the case, oftentimes the case when it comes to this type of a nor'easter. Just it's the right area. When it comes to the warm water temperatures, you got the cold air surging in behind it. You got that what we call a baroclinic zone that has developed on the backside, and that low, because it's so strong, is really pulling in the cold air, allowing for that changeover from west to east across to Massachusetts right now. So give me just a second. We can officially get started. I wanted to make sure that I provided this update on both Facebook. Also, it's on Twitter. And although Facebook, you know how they deal with YouTube links. It's like they don't play well together. Unless, of course, when it comes to censorship in some forms, which we'll save that topic for another discussion. But I have had a lot of requests from people asking me to come on and do more weather stuff. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. All right, look, it's 9:30. The remainder of this cast should not go more than about 5 minutes. So here we go, and I'll try to jump on and see any comments in just a couple of moments. But you can see that snow transition officially through Boston. I believe I have a live picture from Boston up for you. Let's see if we can't go on out. Take a look. This is the way it looks in Boston right now, with light to moderate snow beginning to fall. And let me pull that up for you so you guys can take a look. Okay, here you go. This is the way it looks in Boston, Massachusetts as we speak. In Rochester, light snow and 32 degrees. In Boston, moderate snowfall right now and a temperature of 33 degrees. There's the way it looks. Boston Harbor into the downtown area, where visibility appears to be quarter, maybe about a half of a mile or so. Boston Harbor into the downtown area. And if you sounds like we have a little bit of an echo, so let me see if I can't take care of that real fast. And there we go. During this program, a lot of this is kind of, we're testing the water still. I've been wanting to get up a real true weather program again for a little bit. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to do that. I don't expect a huge crowd, but if you are on here, if you don't mind a quick like and a share, it is very much appreciated. So again, Boston seeing the snow as expected. We showed you the way it looked from radar. Let's go on over to our futurecast model, and then we'll get to current reports as well. So this shows you what this system is expected to do. This is the European forecast model, as mentioned at last check, that barometric pressure near 975. It will continue to hold, if not deepen, just a little bit more. And then it's going to rapidly move off towards the east and northeast, bringing some heavy-duty snowfall to much of interior New England, including near Boston, but especially the western suburbs of Boston out towards Manchester. That's where I would expect some of these heavier accumulations to occur. This is a closer up look vantage point, and this is also from the high-res NAM. You can see where those heavier snow totals look like they're going to be getting going. As far as how much that we're expecting, I'll pull that up for you, showing you information coming up from the National Weather Service, and I'll also be able to provide some real-time information on what's happening in those areas right now, as I do have a direct feed with the National Weather Service out of both Boston and also Portland, Oregon. But let's take a look at those real-time totals coming in from the National Weather Service, and I'll show you that in real time. Again, you can see, generally speaking, getting a blast of winter weather anywhere in interior Maine, just away from the coast. You make your way to much of New Hampshire, most of Massachusetts is going to see a pretty good size fetch of precipitation with this as well. And I'm pulling up that those snowfall totals while I'm talking to you right now. There it is. And let's come on over to the National Weather Service, and I'll take some comments in a moment as well before we wrap this one up. Not going to make this very long at all. Okay, and let me know how the video is. How's the video quality? And how's the audio quality? Let me know what you guys are seeing over there on your end. And those are projected totals. You saw 12 to 18 for interior portions of Massachusetts. So this is what our friends over the Weather Service will start you in Boston. Reporting some non-thunderstorm wind damage. We've had wind gusts as high as about 62 miles per hour that was reported in Plymouth, Massachusetts at about 4:15 Eastern Time. Snowfall out of Boston as much as 5.5 inches in Worcester, which looks like that's the heaviest, but that was also reported a while ago, about 5:21. So I would expect those totals to come up from there. Let's move on up to Portland, Maine. 8 inches of snow. That's Cheshire County in New Hampshire. I've got an 8 inches of snow near Merrimack County in New Hampshire. And a 10 inches of snow. That's in Wakefield, York County, Maine. I think that 10 inches is the highest report that we've received so far. And as we were just showing you, projected totals 12 to 18 inches. They're going to be heavier for parts of Maine out of this deal. And I'm going to try to bring up some of those live totals for you as we speak, coming up in a couple of moments. In the meantime, we'll take you back over to radar, and let's take a couple of comments. Okay, we've got just a small crowd. Thank you for being here. Mary, Dee Dee, Paul, Cheryl. We appreciate it. It's Worcester, and I should know that because isn't it Worcestershire? Worcestershire, is that right? So, okay, Worcester. You know, it really looks nothing like Worcester. Can we be honest? Okay? It really looks more like Worcester, but it's Worcester. I'll take your word for it. I know you're right. I'm just saying. It does look different. You can see as we broaden our view across the eastern Great Lakes, just seeing some light snow showers, downwind, light snow falling in Rochester right now, not a big deal. Otherwise, across the United States, looking pretty quiet. Let's take a look at any the watches and warning information that we have for you. And let's go right on into these watches and warnings. Right now, you can see they're concentrated, associated with that winter storm. While we're seeing some wind and maybe local blizzard conditions, it is winter storm warnings that are in effect from Springfield, Massachusetts, northeastern parts of Connecticut, northern sections of Rhode Island, all the way through Boston, Concord, Portland, out towards Bangor, Maine. And it's in these areas where we could be looking at substantial amounts of snowfall totals. How much are we talking about? Well, let's take a quick look at the latest coming in from the NAM, and we'll also take a look at the European from this afternoon and see what they're expecting as far as these totals from the storm. Pulling that up right now, and then we'll do a quick outlook as well before we wrap this up. So here's a look at the NAM. excuse me, we are pulling up first I'm pulling up the European model. And that's 12 hour. Let's just do a straight 10 to 1. We're not getting too fancy with these numbers here. But this is pretty true to what the Weather Service has going. Generally 12 to 18, I think, in those highest totals. I'm sure some of those mountaintops you're going to get higher totals than that. But just kind of give you an idea. Let's take a look at the NAM. And let's pull that. Let's go back a run just to kind of get a full scope. And it's bringing in the heaviest totals, not too far away from Portland, just inland of Portland, where I think locally you could be looking at 20 inches of snow, so pretty impressive stuff. All right, with that being said, I am pulling up the next week worth of weather. I just kind of want to scan down the field to see what we've got coming our way. Anything of interest? I know the is it the 12Z run of the Euro today? No, that's the GFS today. Was painting quite a snowy scenario for the Northeast, about 8 to 9 days out. This is a little ways away. We're not going to take this to the bank by any stretch of the imagination, but I just kind of want to mention what's out there. So I'm going to pull that up in real time as we speak. And let's see, here it is. Actually got that new run in, the 18Z is actually showing even more snow. And why are you not allowing me to go back a model run? It's not. I don't know why. All right, with that, I'll still show you what the current one it has. Okay, and that's what you're looking at right here. Not there. Here. All right, so the GFS, and we're looking out. I mean, really some quiet weather once we get behind this storm system over the weekend. Some lake effect type of snow showers, but nothing heavy at all. Once this moves out, it's going to be unseasonably cool next few days. A warm-up midweek Wednesday, Thursday, and then it shows what looks to be the first in a series of systems. The first one, this looks like a Great Lakes cutter, which would bring warmth and rain to western New York, much of New England. But it's if we get one behind it, if you get that secondary low, which it's painting on for late Sunday, Monday next week, so day 8 and 9, that's the one we'll be watching. We don't have, there's quite a bit of, there's quite a difference between the current run of the European model in this run of the GFS, but I'll say the European's not exactly been consistent. So at this range, I'm not ruling this out, but snow a possibility for some about 8-9 days out. We'll watch where that storm goes. It's not a guarantee, but it's something we're watching for you. All right, that's all I've got tonight. Thank you for being on. Quick shout out to our friends on Now. Cheryl, wow, sure glad it's not us. Mary, looks like my family in Housatonic, Maine. Is that right? Housatonic, Maine. And yeah, that's right, Worcestershire. Worcester it is. Thanks for being on here, guys. Remember, check the notification bell and be sure to like this video if you haven't already. I promised you this would be short, and as I'm sticking with that promise, it is short because we're going to go ahead and bring this one down for a close right now. I don't know why that's showing that. That should be showing me current radar behind me, but it's one of those things we'll figure out in time. I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll catch up again. If not sooner, we'll have a full update on our Facebook program, WxLIVE at 8:45 tomorrow night, getting you up to date on news, politics, and weather. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful finish to your weekend, and try to stay out of those snowdrifts if you're up there in New England, okay? We'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.